Thursday night's growth class. My name is Chris, otherwise known as the Conversion Crusader, head of education over at the Freedom Club. And this is a coaching call that we do. If you want access to coaching calls like this, you can get them from thefreedomclub.com. And we have hundreds, thousands of students where we teach dropshipping every single day. The course is free, so come on in and take a look. And until then, I'll see you on the stream. What I'm going to do now is just go and invite my students in. I'll be back in 1 second. I'll play the credits. All right, we're back. Welcome to, I was going to wait for the initial, there we go, we're recording. And welcome back to the Thursday night's growth class with your host. My name is Chris, head of education here at the Freedom Club. And we're here today to talk about growth. Growth class. This is the class you come into and get the golden nuggets. This is where you learn how the big boys play. All right, we've got 3 questions tonight. Let me share my screen so that you guys can see. Michaela, Rob, Damon, welcome. Rob, I saw your question. Let's get to that first, hey, before I share my screen. So I probably will want to have a bit of a chat to Jimmy about what he said. I don't necessarily love the idea of everybody going in with, a bunch of products that they want approved. I don't know if that's particularly wise, because I think from my experience, when I've tried to launch too many products at once, because I had a list of things I wanted to test, the more products that I wanted to test, I really did find that I wasn't giving the products I'd chosen enough bandwidth. I'd be trying it, got a few sales, couldn't scale. Okay, next. Tried it, got a few sales, couldn't scale it. Okay, next. And I had this pattern of just trying the next thing, trying the next thing, trying the next thing, instead of actually giving it a fair shake and giving a product all the love that I could give it to try and get it to convert higher. When I did that, started making sales again. So I understand where Jimmy's coming from in telling you to make a big list and get it approval at once, but yeah, you've tried that as well, Damon. Flomos over on YouTube. Why do I choose Winning Hunter over Minia? No reason. I just prefer Winning Hunter, honestly. I'm not a fan of Minia. It's a cool tool. It's just not my preferred choice. Look, they're all tools at the end of the day. They're all good. They all do what they say on the tin. It's just down to personal preference. So I hope that answers your question, Rob. What if you release them a couple of months apart? Well, then maybe just focus on getting 3 products approved, getting that up and running. And once you've got your store up and running, then maybe ask for your next 3 approvals. By the time you have found success with a product, you really don't need me to approve them anymore. The approvals are there for me to help you find your first winner. If you've already had a bit of a winner and you think you know what you're doing, you don't need my approval. If you are new at this and you haven't launched your store, you still, you want to make sure that your refund guarantee is still valid, you absolutely need an approval. If you run a product to your store that I haven't approved and you come back in 30 days and say, hey, I wasn't successful, if you didn't get my approval, then we can't give you a refund from it. But if I've given you my approval and you weren't successful, you still have that valid refund policy there. So that's how this works. If you're on your 2nd, 3rd store, by all means, just go nuts, go crazy. You should know what you're doing by now. But if you're wanting to make sure that you're choosing good products, then you want to make sure you get my approval first. And am I right though? If you ask me for an approval, that doesn't guarantee that that's a good product or it's going to win. It just guarantees that I think it's worth a test. Realistically, you're probably looking at, I reckon 1 out of 3 students make enough profit from their first product to be happy. And then the other 2 out of 3 students, it's a bit tricky. It's a bit more harder. And look, honestly, it's just luck. It's luck at choosing the right product, because sometimes you just choose the wrong product. They look good, they look strong, they just don't work. Other times it comes down to how well you've implemented your landing page and you found your problems that you're trying to solve, and you've set it up correctly, and everything's nice and kosher and looks neat and tidy, and you know, all those things, and good product images. Everything matters, and good price point too. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Now you could send me a product to approve. I approve it. You go start. You launch, and then you're already looking at your next one you want to test. You could keep sending them to me if you want. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine if you want to. If you just want my opinion, you want me to say yes or no, by all means, please go ahead and send me more products. You're keeping your one store but with different product collections. Make sense? Yeah, makes sense. I do that all the time. Sometimes I start a store and sell some products and then realize, hold on, I can make more money selling some other products, and I just switch the products out. Sometimes I even just change the brand name slightly, or sometimes I just completely start a completely new store in the same Shopify store. I like to think that my process flows. Not necessarily in the right direction sometimes. The thing is, guys, that you have to understand, I make a lot of money with my stores. I do. And not all of my stores make money at the moment. Not all of them make money. Some of them break even. One of them is losing money. For the most part, most of my stores are making money. But it's not always that way, and certainly I have ideas that I implement, and I don't implement them particularly strongly, and they don't do well. It's an iterative process, even at my level, even after doing this for like 10 years. It's every time I start a new store, it's an iterative process. Have some ideas, we test them, didn't work. Have some more ideas, test them, didn't work, and we've got to keep going. And it can take, even for me, it can take weeks or a month or two. Not for the first sale. The first sale is easy, but it can take weeks to figure out how to get my product profitable. I've got a product that I've sold $20,000 worth of product, and I'm still breaking even. But what I am doing is building a list of emails. And the list of emails, oh man. List of emails, that's an investment for the future. And you'll learn that when you start to get the wind in your sails, and you start to move with you got a few thousand people on your email list, and you send out an email, and boom, you get your first $300 email, and you're like, okay, this is what Chris was talking about. FOMOS, how difficult is it to have 5 products at £50 profit per day each? Look, Homecraftology. I know this is comparing apples with oranges, but this is why it's hard to compare stores. Homecraftology, we've got thousands of products. Probably, I reckon, 20 or so actual winners. The rest is just what people add, come back for and add again. It's not hard. Like, this makes $1,000 profit a day sometimes. At least $500 profit per day most days. How difficult is it? I don't do anything for Homecraft anymore. For Sensory Create, this is a smaller version of Homecraftology. We sell just the small kits here in these small samples, and it's profitable. We got more than 5 products. We've probably got about 20 products here. We're making about £50 a day. Yeah, easy. Lush Living. This has been a bit of an up and down store. We're currently making money. We're doing okay. We've got loads of products in here. I've tested this product. I've tested most of these. I haven't tested the flat mop. There's another student running flat mops. That's just in there for upsells. And I haven't tested these other products here. Sorry, let me share my screen, guys. One sec. Let me share my screen so you know what I'm talking about. One second. That's this one here, I think. This one here. Okay, and on YouTube, I'm already sharing my screen. Cool. All right. So this is my main product here. I went a bit nuts. I wanted to scale as quickly as possible. So I did exactly what you're talking about, Rob. I had some initial success with my magic cloth, and I thought, you know what? I got this. Bathroom is my game. bathroom cloths really is what I'm going to do. So I added this one, added this one, added this one, this one, this one, this one. What I found though was I'm able to get sales for these other ones, but they're going to need more budget and they're going to need more time for me to test different images, different landing page stuff. Like this, for example, my magic shoe cleanup. There's still some issues on here that I don't like that I got to go fix. And we've been testing a lot of product images. Product images are so important, guys, to test these out. We've spent so much money getting these images up and running. We've spent so much time testing our bundle and save option just to try and find where our sweet spot is and testing different GIFs and most importantly, testing different ads, right? So what I was finding was it was too much money for me to keep testing all of these all at once. It was costing me a fortune. I had to tighten it all up because I was losing too much. I was making money on my cloths, but I was losing too much testing everything else. So I'm like, okay, first of all, stop. I need to be able to scale my cloths up a bit more so I have a bit more free money in the bank to go and test these other ones. And now that we have scaled the cloths up to a nice comfortable amount, now I'm ready. So while I was able to get sales for most of these products, this one's going to be the next one that we restart testing on. And once I manage, excuse me, once I manage to get this one up and running and profitable, then I'll move to the next one. If you move too fast, you'll just simply find your money dries up too quick. And then if you're really lucky and you've done really well, if you get too many products sold in a week, you know what happens? Do you know what happens? PayPal come and say, congratulations, you've had 10 sales this week. We're going to slap a big red flag on the top of your PayPal bloody login, and we're going to hold all of your money for 20 days because you've been so successful. And after 20 days, we're going to start giving your money back to you every day. And you're like, thank you, PayPal. Thank you for the gift of success. Thank you. So right now, one of my stores has like a few $1,000s worth of PayPal money on hold while PayPal decide when they're going to pay me. Fantastic. Okay, let me read through some of these. Billy, you got 2 sales on your ads. Cost per purchase around $40. Not ideal, but it's a good start. You've been running an additional day and they're $80 per sales and you spent $80 with no additional sales. Should you turn them off? Well, that's a tough question, Billy. Very tough question. And look, it's not unheard of. Let me explain what's going on there. So when you first launch your ads, Facebook loves you. You're in like Facebook's best buddy mode. They're grabbing their arm around you. They're showing you off to all their friends. Like, look who's buying off us now. Look at my new customer. And at the same time, there's a whole bunch of customers out there ready to purchase your exact product right now from somebody else. And Facebook shows your ad to those people and they purchase from you and everybody's happy. But the longer you keep your ads running, the less warm are the audience coming to look at your website. And quite often we'll launch, we'll get a few sales and we're going to be like, right, I've got a winning product here. Finally found my winner. And it drops off completely after day 3 or 4. Or the cost per purchase goes from like $20 the first day to $100 the next day. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? So what you have to do is realize, yeah, you got some sales. There's obviously some demand here. But the people who are coming and looking at my ads, they're less warm to this idea. They're not ready to purchase yet. What can I do to fix that? Well, you need better ads, better copy, better headlines, better landing page, better email pop-up, better emails, and then you'll get some more sales. Michaela, do I have any advice for students trying to find their own supplier to work with long term? Yeah, I got some. Austin says to empty your account daily. Yeah, it doesn't help. It just takes one good day on PayPal for them to realize that they need to take all their money. One good day. Michaela, do I have any suggestions for students wanting to find their own suppliers to work with long term? So, I mean, I always recommend My Supplier. and you're going to go around the bush finding other suppliers. I know some of you guys, it's your first time working with a Chinese supplier. I know there's frustrations, and you're more than welcome to go out there and start trying to find your own. How you find them is you go talk to AliExpress vendors. Some of the vendors on AliExpress, they are suppliers. Some of the vendors on Alibaba are suppliers who could dropship for you. You will probably find it's difficult to find someone better than our current supplier from China. It is difficult. There may be a few. There's caveats with all of them. I haven't just worked with Bron, our supplier. I've worked with a bunch of others, and honestly, and this is my honest opinion, I haven't found anybody substantially better. I found some suppliers are better in one particular way. For example, some suppliers have access to products that our supplier didn't have. Some suppliers, they maybe have better, I don't know about better, I wouldn't say better packaging. All the teams that I've worked with from China, they always seem to have the same quality of packing and shipping. They're all about the same, honestly. Honestly. If you do find one that's substantially better, please let me know. Please let me know. You love the transparency? Well, I mean, I've tried a lot. I've tried a lot in a lot of different niches. One of the reasons that I do prefer working with Bron is just because I do find he has better communication than a lot of others. His English is really good. He's honorable. So if he has made a mistake, and look, there's been mistakes. I don't think we're frozen. I think it's just you, Jess. There were mistakes in some of my orders. He just refunds them, and if the customer wasn't happy, he just refunds that too. So there's that handshake that we have. That if my customers are unhappy, if I'm unhappy, he'll refund it, and that's just a relationship you got to work at. So whichever supplier that you choose, make sure that you get along, and make sure that you can actually talk to them on a day-to-day basis. Now, I don't talk to Bron about my stores at all, guys. This is the thing that you got to understand. I don't talk to him about my stores. I don't get frustrated when a customer is missing something from their order. It's going to happen with any dropshipping supplier. Unless you're paying a bunch of money for a 3PL, which some of you are, which is more expensive. So using a 3PL supplier in Australia, a factory warehouse, and I've done this too. I've done this. Austin does this. It's his preferred method. My preferred method is dropshipping from China because it's cheaper and I make more money, and I like money. Don't know about you guys, but I prefer money. But with a 3PL, what you would do is you can go into Google and search 3PL. There's tons of them in Australia. It's just a warehouse. You go and pay in bulk for your product to get shipped to Australia. They get a carton or a crate or whatever you call it of your products, and they go and systematically scan each one in, put a barcode on, put it on a shelf, and systematically put that into however you choose to ship it, and send that off to the customer. It's great. It's fine. It's expensive. It's really expensive, well, comparatively, but the customer experience is often better. Now, I can't do that with Homecraftology. The reason why I can't do that with Homecraft is because I have thousands of products on Homecraftology. It would literally cost me $100,000 or more to get Bron to print all those for me and ship them to Australia. And then I don't even just sell to Australia. I sell all around the world. So one of the reasons why I choose to always ship from China is because I can ship Australia, UK, Canada, Europe, New Zealand. Homecraft has markets in 10 different countries and regions. That's just a number I take off the top of my head, but that I can't do that with a 3PL. I'd have to have a 3PL provider in every country, and it's impossible. Now, one time I did do 3PL in the States. I was selling a physical problem-solving product, and I ran into problems where I paid a bunch of money to have a Chinese supplier. It wasn't Bron, it was a different supplier. She was really good. She was probably equally as good. She shipped all my products over to my 3PL in America. It would cost me maybe $100 for the 3PL to actually take the actual crate of products, just to deliver it, just to accept the delivery was $100. And then I had to pay them, I think, $1 per product to put a barcode on it, and then $1 per product to put it on the shelf. And then I had to pay them $1 per product to put it into a shipping container, and then I had to pay for the shipping to the customer. So it added a whole lot more cost to the enterprise. That wasn't a big deal. I mean, it sucked to make less money, but the customers are happy because they got their order quicker. But where I ran into problems was when the cost of my product, or the cost of my ads started going up, and it was costing more money to get a purchase in than it was before. And I still had like 100 units in my supplier to sell, but my cost per purchase was at the point where it was not profitable anymore, and it put all the risk on me. That's why from that moment, I think I had 20 grand in the bank. It was my first big success, and so that's 20 grand in profit. I was loving it. I was like, this is what it means to be successful in dropshipping. This is amazing. And then I realized, oh my God, for the past 10 days, I've been trading and getting Facebook sales. I've actually been really unprofitable. And do you know how quickly that 20 grand went? It went in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I lost the whole lot just paying to get these orders shipped. And then when I realized I couldn't get the cost per purchase that I needed to sell the rest, I had to pay for them to destroy the rest of the products. Man, the only people who made money out of that was the supplier and the 3PL. Anyway, that's why I choose to ship from China, because the risk is minimal to me. And the money to me is more. And for the most part, most people don't really complain too much about their products coming from China these days. It's just a given. Yes, it takes 7 to 10, 12 business days. They don't care too much if you have good customer support. And as for now, with 3PL, the way that they go about actually packing their orders, it's probably with more care than you'll get from China, because of the way that they have all of their computerized systems in their warehouse. Every product has a barcode, so they scan the barcode and they put the product into the package. So there's very rarely problems with people ordering 1 or 2 and only getting 1. You rarely get that in 3PL. And from China, you get more of that. So that's the other thing. But the thing is, I don't talk to Bron's team about problems with my store or my orders. Ever. Maybe once in 12 months do I ever have to escalate something up to him. My team does that for me. We have a spreadsheet, and in this spreadsheet, we just put any problems with any orders. If there's a defective product, if there's a mistake, if a product, even if the customer thought they ordered one thing and made a mistake and ordered another thing, it just goes in the spreadsheet, order number, customer name, customer address, problem, and we share that with Bron's team. I don't even look in this thing. I have 3 staff members who work like maybe an hour a day, so that's 3 hours a day for like $25 an hour. So this cost me, I spend around $600 per week on my staff members on Upwork. They manage all of that. They manage all the emails. They manage all the messages coming in from Facebook from multiple stores. And you know what? I live pretty happy knowing that customers are happy. Very rarely does anyone actually escalate anything up to me to say this customer is really unhappy or anything. And we are famous. Homecraftology, at least, not my other stores, but Homecraftology is famous around the world for being the crafting company with amazing customer service. It really is. Well, if you look at our Facebook posts, one of the biggest things you'll see is we love the quality of the diamond painting kits. We love the quality of the customer service. They don't mind that it might take a little bit longer to get there if the product is good and the service is good. And as for the products, if you are finding that you can't, like your customers are complaining about the quality of your products, change it, fix it. If Bron doesn't have it, go to Alibaba, find a manufacturer of your product, maybe send it to Bron and say, hey, these guys can manufacture it. If they can't get that one, you still can get that product. There's ways. You can talk to the supplier, the manufacturers, and say, hey, I want to buy 50 of these things. Maybe talk to Bron, see if Bron can house them and ship them. Maybe send them to your 3PL in Australia. But there are so many things that you can do. If you're able to sell your products, that's the hardest thing. Sourcing it is easy. Man, that was a rant. All right, let's talk about what you guys came here to talk about. One sec. Let me share my screen. Once I find our tab. If you guys got any questions about that, please let me know. And no, you can't have my stuff. Absolutely not. You can have my image guy. Happy to send him out. He needs more work. But no, you can't have my stuff. Good rant? Thanks, Michaela. You know what? You know it's always good when I get fired up. But Bron and I have been through thick and what have we been through? Thick and skin? No. Hell and back? No, not really hell and back. We've been through a lot together. And he's always come through. Alright, let's share my screen here. Not to say he's the only one. There's many more suppliers out there. Many more suppliers. And if you guys find one who's better, let me know. Please let me know. I'm always down for knowing more suppliers. And look, they're not hard. The only tricky thing about suppliers really is if you're talking to people on AliExpress, just assume that they're middlemen. Just assume that. You want to talk to the boss. You want to talk to the person who makes their product. You can try and what you do is if you've got a particular product that you want, you try and talk to them as if you want to customize the product and put a big order in and go talk to they'll be like, oh no, sorry, I can't do that. But here's the actual place that I get these. Because a lot of people on AliExpress, they're literally people like with vans who go around and go to all the factories and pick up what you want and sell it cheaply on AliExpress. Yeah, I'll let Damon answer that one, Rob. I know he's tested a lot. All right, Jake, can I have a look in your ad manager for Reformer? You've optimized the landing page. You added some digital products to your since last review. All this updated 1st of May. You've ordered some UGC. You have had ads running. Created another video ad. Things are moving. You just like my opinion on what to do next. All right. Alrighty. Oops, that's Google Ads. Let me go into Facebook Ads. I'll share this screen in a second, guys. Just let me log in. Reformer. Reform. I don't know if I can see it, mate. Hold on, just looking through all my list of accounts. Rejuva? No, that's not you. I can't see your account. Roar? No, that's not you. No, I can't find your account, Jake. Are you on the call? If you are, can you... Oh, you need to invite me. Okay. Okay, cool. My bad. Let me give you my email address. I won't be able to do it on the stream because it takes a bit of a jumping around to get the invite sorted. Send me the invite and I'll do that offline and I'll jump in and probably I'll give you a bit of a heads up on what I think is going on. Okay, that's my email address if you want to give me an invite. All right, Josh. Advice on Google Ads. Yeah, I got lots of advice on Google Ads. You've been trying to implement a branded search campaign, hasn't been getting anywhere. You spent the last 3 days of learning. You get an error. This keyword can't run ads. Interesting. Keyword isn't active. The keyword has little to no research search history. Your Google Ads aren't eligible. Well, I'd have to have a look at what your keyword was. You mean your keyword is your only keyword that you've got is your brand name? Well, maybe wait till you get some more traffic. That's probably what I would do. Yeah, he probably just needs some more traffic. So you might want to run a search campaign alongside for your product, alongside your actual search campaign for your brand, because Google's saying, hey, you're not getting enough clicks. We can't even put you in the auction. That's what it's saying. I've got clients who I got 26 clients that we run Google ads for, so I know a fair bit about Google ads. I would start with a search campaign, with a shopping campaign, and a performance max campaign at small budgets, really small budgets to start with. And just remember that your Google results are very, very different from your Facebook results. So you got a 12.2% click-through rate. That's pretty normal for a Google ad, especially for a Google ad targeting your own keyword. I might do, maybe I should do a video on Google ads. Hey, maybe we should do that. Any of you guys running Google ads for your e-commerce stores yet? I haven't done it for Homecraftology for a while, just because I know the amount of work it's going to take for me to do it, and I just haven't done it. But I'd be happy to set it up for you guys and show you how I set it up so that you could see it, because that way I'll have a reason to set them up again. Damon, you just started Google? Okay. All right, guys. I don't know if I'll do it on, I will do an explanation on stream, but I'll probably also do an actual video to go on my YouTube, and I can share it inside the Freedom Club. How to do Google ads for e-commerce. How's that sound? Michaela, you're running them? Are they working for you? Sam, you got a family member doing SEO? Well, I got a business partner who does all of our SEO. Now, we take SEO very seriously over at my agency. Well, that's the UK version. We are thinkroom.com.au. I'll give you some good advice. Oh, we've updated the website, have we? Maybe we're just thinkroom.com. Maybe I'm getting this wrong. Here we are, thinkroom.com. .au must have been taken. Oh no, we take our SEO very, very seriously. And we have some big e-commerce clients too. So, and they all run Google ads and Facebook ads. You're still trying to get your head around it? All right. Jessica, you've set up CPC on keywords. They're very expensive, so it's not worth you running them. But you have someone how is going to do it for you. Jess, I think, wait for my video. It's always better when you learn these things yourself as a marketer. The Google interface is a lot different in the course video. Things have changed a lot on Google actually since the course video was probably shot. Most people make most of their money with e-commerce using Facebook ads and Instagram ads for sure. Google ads can be really, really good though. Really good. The hardest part about running Google ads side by side Facebook ads is just understanding that Facebook can give you a purchase. It can also be the same purchase that Google gives you, because someone can see a Facebook ad, go into your website, forget about it. The next day they go and search you up on Google and find you, and then Google's charging you, and then there's a conversion over there, and there's a conversion over on Facebook. I got some things that I'll show you. I got some things. I'll teach you guys some things. What I'll do, I'll go and get Homecraftology all up and running again on Google Ads, and I'll show you how I did it. I've just been a lazy boy. Anyway, Josh, rather than just running branding, you should never run branding alone. I mean, I don't want to say never. You can do it if you want, honestly, but if no one's searching you, then Google's not going to be able to run your ads. So you're much better off doing a search ad. You can do a search ad on your competitors. You could do like for Homecraftology, I could do a search on, say, who's my competitors actually? I don't even remember. Create, love, share. Well, because I'm from Australia. Google is really, really going hard with showing you your competition from your local place. So I'm more likely, because I'm in the Gold Coast right now, if I had Gold Coast on Homecraftology, I would come in first. But you can see here, I'm not even on the list. I'm not even on the first page. How is Rachel Ray before me? I'm Homecraftology. I've been doing this for 8 years. Where am I, Google? Paint with diamonds? Why are you before me? Paint Gem, you're before me too? Dang. Oh man, there's just so many. There's just so many out there. Diamond Art Club, these guys used to be the big ones that I would look up to when I first started. Homecraftology, there we are. Why are you taking me to there? And why does it say Australia tag diamond painting kits? Oh, that's bad. That's bad SEO. That's terrible. I'm going to go and fix up my SEO, and then we're going to go do some Google ads. That's what we're doing for the next week. So what I was saying is, you could come to your normal Google search, right? So search in diamond painting, because that's what I'm selling. Look at your top competitors. You've got right now Create Love Share, paintingdiamonds.com.au, diamondpixels.com.au. Because I'm in Australia, it's showing me Aussie ones first. Don't know why it's not showing my Aussie one first. Probably because I got bad SEO. Probably. So what you could do, right, is you could do a keyword, Create Love Share, and you could say to Google, I want to run an ad on Create Love Share, and the ad text can say, before you buy from Create Love Share, have you tried Homecraftology? That's a branding exercise where you're branding yourself on other brands' keywords. It's very powerful. You've got to be careful what you say. You can't say things like, don't try my diamond paintings. Don't try diamond painting pixels. They suck. You can't say that kind of stuff. You can't slander. But you can say before you buy, have you considered higher quality, better kits made directly for you? And that would be a great ad. And you can see here, we've only got a few sponsored posts here. So these are Google Shopping ads. We don't have competition here on the search, on the actual news feed, on the actual, where do you see this? It could be a meta description. No, it's absolutely a meta description, Sam. I've put since 2002, since 2022, I have put exactly 0 effort into SEO and Google Ads for Homecraftology. I've been all in on Facebook ads and I've been making most of my money there. I haven't even bothered looking at Google for ages. I do it for my clients. I just haven't done it. I got no excuse. No excuse. Anyway, this week will be all about Google ads for me. All right, Jackson Tash. How strict am I on creative ad stats? Not strict at all. You have a video ad that has a 1.5 click-through, 3.3 cost per click, 46 cost per purchase, 29 ROAS, you've spent 92. I would probably drop this, but the cost per purchase would be making things worth putting into your scaling campaign. You'll never know until you test. Yes, your cost per purchase is a little high. I can't remember exactly what you're selling. I mean, this could be a good price depending on what you're selling, but the ROAS is great. Look at that. Yeah, I would definitely see if I could scale that. Also in scaling campaign. Jess, you're so relieved SEO isn't a big of a deal. Well, put a stop in that one, Jess. We'll come back to that. I'll finish this thing with Jackson Tash and let's talk about SEO. Also in your scaling campaign, Meta is currently favoring an image creative, but it's dropped down to 1.3 click. I'm about to make a new Advantage Plus campaign. Should you consider leaving this one out? No, well, what I might do is, there's a few different reasons why it could have dropped. Number one, the people who are seeing your ads now might be less warm. And still it could be a good ad. If it's getting lots of spend, Facebook still says it's an ad that's getting engagement. So what I would do is take that ad and see if I can make a different version of it that looked different color, different headline color. Obviously there's something in the ad that was working really well. Can you just flip it up, change it around, rejig it so that it's something new that has worked as well. Because quite often, if Facebook is leaning towards showing one ad more than others, it's because its engagement is so high. But it's a double-edged sword, because if your engagement is so high on an ad and it shows it to more and more and more people, then it tends to be the only ad people see. So what you can do is take that idea and flip it around. You know, flip it around, give Facebook the same idea with different visuals to show, and that can help things along. Now, Jess, you were talking about SEO. SEO isn't that big of a deal. No, it's not a huge deal for dropshipping. I probably should have been focusing a lot more on SEO. My business partner would definitely yell at me if he saw the state of my SEO that I just saw right there. He would definitely yell at me. If you've got a store that's working, like my store, I absolutely 100% should have focused on SEO. I thought I had it right, to be honest. I thought I did. What the benefit that I would get from SEO would be free organic traffic, especially with a store that's been around as long as mine. It's the domain name and the authority of that domain name that really dictates how good your SEO is going to be. And I don't think many people in this call right now have had their domain name for more than a year or so. With my store, all it would mean is writing some blogs, which I can definitely get done, with some good articles featuring my keywords and some of my best-selling products, changing the SEO titles of my collection pages and my product pages, and my store will flip around, because my domain has been around for 10 years and I've been featured in newspaper articles. I've been featured on Facebook a lot. I've got Instagram. I've got people linking me from Etsy, not Etsy, what's the other website? You know, all of the social media stuff, all linking into Homecraftology. My domain score is quite high. And that's important, because if you get SEO right when your domain score is high, when you've been around and people are sharing your stuff on social media and whatnot, then it's really easy to rise the ranks. Really, really, really easy. And is SEO important? It depends. It depends on if this is going to be a store that you keep going for a very long time, or if this is just something that you're going to run for a little while, maybe sell, move on to the next thing. If you feel like you're selling something and has got life, yeah, you want to start focusing on SEO. Newspapers are easy to get into. Really easy. Super easy. I'll share my screen again and I'll show you. It's not cheap. There's a bunch of services that do it. They're called as seen on services. So here's a good one. As seen on TV, or okay, these aren't great. Let me find one that I know. Let me actually find you where I got mine, if they're still around. I did look at getting some more done recently. I just, like many things, I didn't have time to pull the trigger. Well, give me a second. Now that I've searched it, it's probably going to come up in my newsfeed. Bear with me, guys. I wonder where this is. I'm just searching my emails. Hold on. As seen on. Ah, brand featured. That's what it was. Brand featured. Brand featured. Here we go. Here's how you can get your website on these different publications and earn yourself a whole bunch of great backlinks and boost your domain scores. Basically, you pay them to write an article, or you write one yourself. These are US dollars, and through how do you say it? Through sub networks, they get your article posted on these websites through ABC affiliates, NBC affiliates. So I was featured on NBC, ABC, CBS, and Fox as well. Fox isn't here anymore, unfortunately, it looks like. So what would I do? Well, which ones are important? Oh, Fox 40 is there for premium now, and Apple News as well. Wow. Oh, but US Times now is only for this one. Interesting. So you can get up to 750 words. That's more than a page. You want to make sure it's a good article. You know, focusing on your success, focusing on the product and the things that you've done and how you listen to your audience. Generally, it's, you know, it's a fluff piece about you and about your product. Oh, I just saw a YouTube comment here from MDM3929, starting capital. I started with nothing, just my day job. But it helps to have a couple of $1,000, I reckon. I reckon 2 or 3 grand. What are they called? The screen always goes blurry. Oh, really? You can't see that? I'll give you a link. Why does the screen go blurry? Does that happen to everybody? Why does it go blurry? There's no setting there that I can fix. I don't think it goes blurry on YouTube. I hope it doesn't. I'm sitting here streaming in 4K and my screen goes blurry. That's crazy. Alright, so that's brand featured. Circle screen sharing. Thank you, Circle. Thank you, Circle. So yeah, that's brand featured. Now, there's probably others out there that you can go and search on, but this is how I got myself featured in all these places. Well, guys, anyone got any other questions? Anything else I can rant about for the next 6 minutes? Otherwise, hope you've enjoyed the growth class. Hope there was some golden nuggets in there for you. I don't have that invitation yet for that new account. Oh, there it is. There it is there. There it is. Alright, I'll join that as soon as this stream is done. And if no one's got it... Oh, here we go. Would I recommend launching basic static ads? Yeah, abs 100% basic static abs abs for your product. Basic static ads are my bread and butter. They're my favorite types of ads. In fact, most of my products I mostly sell through static ads, honestly. 9 out of 10. I do have videos for Homecraft, I have videos for Sensory. It's the static ads that get the sales, and that's the same case for nearly every store I've got. 100%. Jackson Tash, you'll listen back. Damon, have I ever assigned an existing ad account to a new store? Yes, I have, many times. Do I just make a new one? No, sometimes you get to a point where you've made so many ad accounts that Facebook won't let you make anymore, and then I have to go back and reuse some older ones. Jess, well, this is like fast money, the fast money round on Sell the Century. You got a quick question about Shrine Pro? If you're working on that, do you have to publish the theme to do your template? No, you don't. You can only do a default template at the moment. No, you don't have to publish it. You can publish another template in your store, and you can work on Shrine. And then when you're ready, you can publish that. You just got to save your changes. And there's a lot to learn in Shrine. There's a lot to learn. It's not as easy as your other types of themes. Michaela, you've signed up for your own emails to make sure they're working. Sometimes your emails will come through the promo rather than primary. Is there somehow you can stop doing that? Yes, there is. You feel like it's having an impact on your sales? Yes, it is. How do you get out of that? You make sure that you're using OmniSend, which I think you are. That's the first step. Second step is you make sure you avoid words in your emails like what are the words? You can look them up. Look up words to avoid in emails to get into primary. And there's probably a bunch of words. I think amazing is probably the number one word. Everyone uses amazing. It's used in all the marketing. So I avoid amazing in all of my emails. I make sure that my emails are written not from ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT, but I rewrite it as much as I can, just to give me a basic outline of what I want to say. I make sure the words sound authentic and real. I like to make sure that I'm not resending the same emails over and over, and I'm putting a little bit of flair into it. I make sure that I don't send my emails to everybody all the time. So I have my segment that I've showed you guys, my 5-star segment system, and I'm sending to the people who open my emails the most. And when Google and Apple start to see that you send to people who open, you will get into the inbox rather than the promotions tab. And lastly, go and use OmniSend. It's way better for getting deliverability. Nope, there's no settings that you can turn on or get off to get into the primary inbox. Google is trying to help your customers know what's marketing and what's not. The only way to get out of it, as I've found, is to have emails written in real text that contain content that people want to listen to and read. So oftentimes you want to include instructions, about yourself. Give things in your email so that people feel like they're getting value. Jess, it's really easy. A few things are a bit harder to work out, but you're loving it. You're almost done in 3 days. Yeah, I think it took me like 3 or 4 days for my first Shrine store, and that was Homecraft. Damon changed to OmniSend 6 months ago, and you haven't heard back. It's awesome. It really is awesome. And you know what? OmniSend just had a massive update. It looks like slick. The new interface looks very, very slick. All right, guys. Michaela, you got a lot of work to move now to OmniSend. Honestly, your open rates are going to be so much better, but get it done quick. And if you go over, I'm pretty sure they can export your emails out of Klaviyo if you talk to the onboarding team. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they do the whole transfer for free. They're amazing. I don't want you all signing up for OmniSend, because I'm pretty sure if everyone signs up, it won't be a small company anymore. Damon, you're off to mix some oils. Awesome. Let me know how you go. Not that I don't really want to sell oils or anything. I'm just really, really curious about how that will work. Because I have thought about, not oils, but my wife and I thought about doing a skincare range. So we did look at getting some chemists, even down here in the Gold Coast. There were some labs that can make them for us. So that's definitely something we're going to look at. I am very curious to see how you go. So let me know. And with that, guys,